So there you go.
May ano yung sound? Pag may sound.
May process sound system.
Ano tawag doon?
Sound system. May parang parang may skin yan natin.
Paano na ang kasi ulit?
Parang
people power.
Marco pa.
Di ba?
Okay, so that's all about DNCH Manila, but to formally welcome us in this case, I'd like to invite on stage our General Manager, Celine Veloso. Let's give her a round of applause. Hi, good evening everyone. How are you tonight? Yes, it is my honor to welcome you to BBB, Bitcoin here in Bitstories. So first of all, I want to say thank you to Moonholdings for sponsoring this very special event. That we have a lot in store for you tonight. So please take your seats so that we can take the full experience of our program. Also, feel free to approach the kitchen. We have unlimited popcorn, so yeah, it's all for you so that you can enjoy. Yeah, if you're looking to connect with us, Draper Startup House is welcome for all types of entrepreneurs or people who are interested in entrepreneurship. We have a hotel, so you're welcome to stay here and work from here. And then you also get to connect and meet with amazing people who are in the room. So there's everything for everyone. And thank you so much for being here once again, and have a great evening. Okay, also from Bitpinas. Okay, so Bitpinas is our official media partner, and to know more about them, here is their editor-in-chief, Mike Nissen.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael, and I'm the editor-in-chief of Bitcoin.com. We are a crypto news publication from the Philippines. We are very much focused with the news and things in Web3 and crypto that are happening here in the country. So particularly in the grassroots, such as our participation. That's one of the reasons why we are participating in these events. And then, other than that, we are also focused on making sure that the community is informed with what is happening with our regulators, with what are the news and pronouncements for the crypto community and our crypto community. Recently, we have expanded also our coverage into more events in different, not just in Manila, but also in Burgos, in Visayas, and in Mindanao. And we're also focused now in introducing to the community more about the companies and projects that are being established here in the Philippines. And also about if we want to have coverage also to our community. And then aside from events, we also, if you check out bitpinas.com, we also just don't do news, we also cover the what are the events that are happening. We have a page for that. We also have a job listing page. If you have a company and you are looking for someone, we have a job page for that. And then we also have a newsletter. So very much a news publication person. So this year, 2023, we are continuing what we have always done. With expanding our team of writers and all, we want to make sure that we have the full 360 view of what's happening in the country. So I hope you guys will check out our website, bitfinance.com. And my colleague Lance will also be moderating the panel later. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike. And for our tonight's first segment, which is the product launch or post-mint launch, so I would like to present to you Leon Gaban from Moonholdings XYZ.
Yeah, hello everyone, I'm Leon from Texas, but recently moved to, I'm living now in BGC, Manila. My journey. So basically, most of my career, I've been a software developer in the States. I've been a crypto investor since 2013, but buying a little bit here and there. And I discovered NFTs late in 2021. I missed the board apes, missed the crypto punks, but I got sucked into the Solana ecosystem. And yeah, it was exhilarating for me.
Go Solana!
It goes on. So, cutting a very long story short, and I joined Miami, met a million crypto DJs there. It was like an amazing time in Miami. I come back, I was actually working 2 dev jobs at the time. And immediately I was like, no, this is not my path anymore. So, quit both those jobs, went full-time crypto, I got here, and now we're building Moonholdings. So a little bit of why I'm building this. So it's a crypto portfolio app. And as an investor since 2013, I've used every single portfolio app out there, the Blockfolios, CoinMarketCaps, even in the US. And I always come back to Google spreadsheets because it does everything I need. It's like DeFi. And yeah, so there wasn't a product in the market that I wanted to use. So I knew at some point I wanted to build this app myself. And then since going full-time crypto and then meeting a lot of new people, there's a lot of new entrants to the last crypto bull cycle. So this past cycle, and I've been through 3 so far now, was the most exciting for me because, in my opinion, that's when the early mass adoption actually started to happen. Like there were way more women entering, there were artists, like doctors, teachers. So it wasn't just like trader bros and speculators, which was 2013, 2017. So it was definitely a different type of culture. So I started having like hundreds of interviews with all these users. I talked to a lot of my OG friends who are traders as well. And I kind of bucket these users into kind of 2 categories. And one category is very tiny, very small, they're like the power user. They like the spreadsheets, they like the taxes, all that. And then there's a bigger cohort of like younger investors who don't track anything anywhere. And to be successful as an investor, you have to track your net worth portfolio like every single day. So, and the common trend is like none of these apps are engaging. They don't, it's not fun to go back to and whatnot. So that's what we're doing. So yeah, there's a slew of products out there that do like 1 or 2 things really well. And we're going to bring it into one platform called Moonholdings, where you'll be able to track your crypto, multi-chain, DeFi, CeFi, and NFTs as well, and also DeFi within the platform. So this is a preview of the new UI that we have coming out soon. So there's a lot of analytics also that I want to show off, which is like within the app, if you hold Bitcoin, we'll show you, okay, this many people also have Bitcoin in the app. I'm also going to give you a list of helpful insights on that. The NFT portfolio, again, starting heavily with Solana, but we'll bring to Ethereum, Polygon, and here all the L1s later on. And one feature people love already is the ability to add multiple wallets, which is lacking in a lot of other apps. And also here, there's a protocol called Sharkify on Solana where you can lend and borrow. And we'll be integrating with that directly with the platform too, and other swaps and so on. Then we have this feature called ranks. This is anonymized public verified portfolios, meaning your DeFi wallets, everyone has a random generated username. We'll obfuscate the balances slightly, and we won't show IDs for NFTs. So basically, if you picture a leaderboard here of 1,000, and you rank 500, then a competitive spirit kicks in, you want to be 499, 498. So, and a lot of these young investors that we agree to, I'm an old gamer, but they get this, they get the gamification, they get the fun, social, kind of ego boosting things here. So that's what we're building into the app. There's gonna be a lot of social sharing, you get favorite portfolios. This next generation of people that they're willing to share their bags on Twitter, talk about it. Like they're much more open than like the past generation of investors. And yeah, this is the demographic we're mostly going for. So there'll be badges you can win in the app for completing certain tasks, hitting certain milestones. Some will just be graphical badges, but higher end milestones will be actual tokens and actual NFTs with value. A couple of sneak peeks of some other features we have coming, this calendar and insights. So my background a little bit, again, I worked at this firm called Ticketbags where we source the content of Twitter's data for analytics related to stocks. So I've got an analytical background, my CFO, my CTO, he works at a video media. Right now, they source tens of millions of video views a day for analytics. So there's so much that can be derived from all these portfolios that change and reallocate over time. And with our NFTs, you'll be able to access that for free or pay a subscription. So this is just looking at some broad apps that are in the space, the little sheets to some apps on Solana, and it's all encompassing. That's what we're building. And again, here, there are a lot of apps that do one or two things great, but again, this is where Moonholdings is positioned. Several revenue models, which will be like access to ranks, access to analytics, royalties, and scalping some rev share from integrations. There's a team, multi-decades of experience. Why us? So yeah, we're crypto investors. We get the space with degens. We've also done investing, and we build tech products. So I feel like we've got the right combination. We're in the culture of Web3, and it's our mission. We want to create more investors and support them on their crypto investing journey. And so yeah, midnight tonight, we do have an NFT collection that's dropping on Solana, on Bayanichain. And here's some of the benefits. The biggest one is this thing called Solana rewards, which basically rev share, but you have to use that to take actions and whatnot, so it doesn't fall under security laws. But yeah, rev share is the access to the site and the ability to create generation 2, whatever that is. Right? And yeah, so far marketing this has been definitely an interesting learning experience because I've averaged 2 hours of sleep at night. Because you have, as a founder in Web3, you have to go to Twitter Spaces constantly. And obviously, I'm here in Manila. It's like I'm gonna be up at 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning. So, super looking forward to posting it. And another interesting thing, as a Web3 founder, it's like you kind of have to have two roadmaps. One for the app you're actually building, and two for the NFT project itself. Because you have to keep people engaged. And what's coming next? What's coming next? Because people have very short-term memories, and like a week in crypto is like a year. Like things fly by so quickly. So we have a comic book coming out. We're building out lore around our NFTs. There's airdrops coming. There's a treatment coming. There's all these little things you kind of have to plan. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting and fun. But there's no. I wouldn't want to be working in any other thing, in any other space or industry. Is what's awesome too with building an NFT community is you get rabid users and rabid fans who are willing to help you develop this app, give you advice on how to pivot, how to change. and then you market it. You market it rapidly on Twitter, short form videos, everywhere. Yeah, we are raising a seed round at the moment. Obviously, FTX is kind of like preventing industry a little bit. With our NFT in, we should raise about half of this. But I am looking forward to talking to VCs in the space here in the Hub. And that is it.
Yeah, so we're open for Q&A.
Oh. Yeah, any questions? Sorry.
Okay, so we're open for questions addressed to Leon, of course. So, anyone from the audience? Yes, just introduce yourself and of course.
Hi, Kay. Mentioned CoinMarketCap as a separate tracker. Comparing to your project, is there maybe top 2 features that you think that you guys have that say CoinMarketCap doesn't have at the moment?
Yeah, so right away, NFTs for one, the ability to take out an NFT-based loan, and also our rank feature. In fact, I would say the rank feature point number one because no app will have that.
Thank you.
Question, thank you. Any more questions from the audience? I hear like some discussion in here. Like we have questions, Chi.
Some DJs back there. They got
Yeah, Nathan. Okay. How about you, Leon? Anything else that you would like to add about your mint, your launch, your activities in the Twitter space?
Yeah, well, I would say this, like the marketing and NFT project, like we've seen insane growth, like the numbers. So we had about 100 alpha users test the app. As soon as we started like opening up our Discord and started talking about NFT was coming to support our users, literally like this, last I checked, we were almost at 2,000 users within the app. Our numbers on Twitter have gone up from like 200 to 13,000. Discord users have gone up from like 200 to about 12,000. It's just insane to see the rapid scale of growth in such a short period of time. And yeah, but I'll add this: as a Web3 founder, you have to be prepared, you have to have tough skin, you have to be prepared for FUD, and be able to take it and empathize with your users. Because a lot of them are just coming for a quick flip, but it's like you're gonna like promise to support them anyway, and make sure they understand what you're building and what the mission is.
All right. Thank you so much, Leon, for sharing with us about Moonholdings and anything you want to know, please, everywhere, just approach him and have a healthy discussion. All right. Okay, let's give Leon a round of applause and also Moonholdings after I see you take us to the moon. Of course. And for our next segment is the pitch segment. So for tonight, we have Shergal Villa NFT, represented by David Gomez. Welcome on stage.
Thanks for having me. Thank you for the starting out for giving us an opportunity to be here. Basically, my name is David Gomez. I'm the founder of Shergal Villa NFT. My business background is I'm really into hotels, and I'm a hotelier since 2008. So we have properties in Tagaytay, in Siargao, and Boracay Island. So my father actually started Boracay. So I grew up as a kid in the Boracay hotel. So back in 2018, I fell in love with Siargao, bought the property, and built villas there. So it's called G Villa Siargao. During the pandemic, we were closed, and actually we were thinking, how to be open after we did, and of course after the pandemic. During the time of the pandemic, I was learning and I was into crypto and Web3 NFTs. So now that we were ready to reopen the villas in Siargao, we thought, why not combine the blockchain technology and the resort to create the very first Philippines first NFT resort. That gives holders exclusive perks. So imagine, have you tried? Has anyone here tried booking a flight using an NFT? Or has anyone tried booking a room in a hotel in Siargao or using an NFT? So that's what we're trying to achieve. We wanna, change tourism, real estate. But I'm a small player. We're a small player compared to other big companies there. But we want to, make the first step to show the Philippines what we want in the future. That's why we started Siargao Villa NFT. So what is Siargao Villa NFT? So basically, if you purchase and if you own one NFT of Siargao Villa, you get 10 days in the next 10 years of staying in this resort. Plus, there's a DAO, so all of the holders will be able to vote, will be able to be part of that resort and community. So if you want to change the restaurant, let's say you want Chinese restaurant, Japanese, or Thai restaurant. So basically, these holders will be the one to vote what kind of restaurant they want. It's part of it. Third is to get an island hopping tour. So basically, we'll be creating the staking app. So the staking app is pure Web3. Booking is also connected there. You'll just stake your NFTs. You can book your hotel room. We also partnered with an airline. It's Sunlight Air. You'll be able also to book directly and get discounts exclusively for all holders. And also 20% of proceeds will go to charitable institutions in Siargao. So that's one of the perks of this benefits. And then for the second phase, after the launch, so basically minting this is one Ethereum. So we were able to launch the resort in February 4th. It's very successful. We were able to mint 47 NFTs for the first phase. And for the second phase, we're trying to launch a lower tier NFT, which you can be able to, just book 10 days there. So also in 2026, phase 2 of this project will be an NFT or non-fungible property token. So we have a 2-hectare property in the northern part of Siargao, which we want to turn or make into a real estate development. Where in the near future, by 2026, people could just purchase the NFT and own the land. So we're not saying that this will be a pure Web3, so it's still Web2 and Web3 combined. So that's in 2026, and we'll be having an annual boat party every year in Siargao. So it's kind of exciting, but the main objective of this is to wake up tourism. Also we want the Philippines, because Philippines is an archipelago and it's a tourist country, so we have different islands. And tourism is one of the biggest contributors in our GDP. So we want to use the blockchain technology and tourism and real estate. So that's basically our goal. So yeah, thank you, and I hope you check out our minting website and launch a lower tier NFT. I hope everyone helps us. So it's follow our Twitter, it's NFT Siargao, and then our website is siargaonft.com. So thank you everyone, and I hope you learned something here, and I hope other hotels and other airlines will soon use blockchain technology and NFTs. Thank you.
So we have an open floor for questions for David here. Do we have any questions from the audience about Siargao NFT? Any questions? Okay.
Napanggit mo yung dividend. Dividend.
Hi, I'm Melvin. Hi, Melvin. Is this sort of timeshare plus settings nice? It sounds like you could achieve it without using NFTs or blockchain at all. So why do you obviously there's some hype about NFT, but what are the benefits of using NFT over standard technology? Okay, so we've experienced Web3 timeshares before, and I think one of the most things that people see is the maintenance cost, the annual dues that they have to pay. And of course, the third one is they don't really have a say in the resort's operation so with NFTs, with blockchain, I think number one would be the eradicate all the maintenance fees monthly and yearly. Second is they're part of the DAO or management. Right now I think people really want to be part of a community, especially in that resort. Especially for people who love traveling, who wants to dream to have their own resort, but sometimes the capital is too big, the maintenance is too high. So I think here it's like fractionalizing ownership of a resort. And I think there's a lot of interest also from different parts of the world, which they can't really maintain their property elsewhere, but they can be active. So yeah, I think the most is the maintenance cost and the environment. And of course, at the same time, want to experiment in this tourism and blockchain. So to be honest, we're not too sure if this is the final roadmap plan, but maybe eventually every year it gets better and better. And we improve, and we try to see a better regulator.
Thank you for your question. Any more questions for David?
Hello, David. I'm Ismael. My question is, if we're going to tokenize the membership of the Shadow Will NFT, I'm wondering if there are bad actors who will sell a short of your NFT, does this will devalue the land itself or the property itself? And if it will, how will you manage to KYC them so you will be able to allow bad actors to be part of the community?
Correct. Actually, as of now, we measured at one, we were able to get 48 holders as of today. And so far, the mint value in OpenSea now is 1.5. So it hasn't been done lower than one. I think no one would do that because it's kind of, we don't know why they want to sell it, really low. But yeah, I think that the answer to your question is, we try to KYC everyone, maybe around 10%, we don't know how to pay on it. But yeah, we want to keep the value high all the time. But, we want to keep it really high. Well, it really depends. Sometimes they want to sell it low, it's not up to us. But even if they sell it low, they still get the same value. They can still pay 10 years or 10 days a year. They still get the island hopping. So, nothing matters. So the value is still the same. The value is still the same. We still give them full holders, utilities and benefits.
Okay, thank you. It's my final question from
By the way, thank you, Bitstories, for helping us.
Hi, thank you, Dan. I guess my question is, make sure, kasi looking at your roadmap, and you mentioned things like dividends and royalties. So since this is tied to real estate property and parang may konting expectations, whatever. So I was wondering what have been your discussions with our regulators about this particular, for example, with the city hall or with sa Siargao or with the NCC or that's my question.
Okay, so G Villa Siargao is owned by Medline Ventures Corp. So we already applied for securities in SEC before launching this project. So I think that covers it. And for the local government in Siargao, as long as G Villas Resort is operating as a resort, a Web2 resort, then they have nothing actually against it. As long as the SEC board already approves Medline Ventures Corporation operating in Siargao as a trading G-Villa Siargao, offering securities services. But yeah, when we also talk to our lawyers, the academia in the Philippines, they're actually divided into two. We have, there's no regulation yet, but the academia is divided into two. Like half of the lawyers are saying it's not regulated, and half are, also saying that it might be regulated. But as far as we're concerned, we want to comply. That's why we just make sure that everything is. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, David, for that pitch. And we look forward to your journey and development and your roadmap. Okay, so we're going to have a 10-minute break. Please use this time to, get some drinks, popcorn, and, something to snack on. And let's be back after 10 minutes and panel about AI. So we have interesting lineup. So load up and enjoy. All right. Yeah, feel free to reach out.
What do you do? Where are you from? What do you do?
On the spot, I'm from
It's all about stuff. Living in the worst games and experiences.
So right now, I'm gonna ask you, like with the rise of AI, should we be concerned?
mainly because AI is just a tool and it can create other jobs apart from those based on. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for that, Elle. So, how about you, Celine? What do you think about AI? Should we be I'm enjoying AI technology at the moment. So I guess right now it's not harmless, but I don't know what the future will be. So too much of anything is harmless. So let's use it wisely. All right. So again, inviting everyone. Hi. When I say draper, you say house. Draper? Draper? All right, so are you ready for the second half of our show? All right, so right now I am inviting on stage. So our first member of the panel, CEO of Bayanichain, Paul Soliman. Come on stage. All right, round of applause, everyone. Come on. Okay, next. And next we have the CEO of Advance.ai, Michael Calma. Advance.ai. All right, and then lastly, founder of Moonholdings.xyz, Beyond Gaban. And moderating this panel, let's invite Michael Lance Dominguez, correspondent, Bitstories. All right.
Thank you so much, Miss Gray, for wonderful. Ayan. So guys, okay, so thank you so much for attending Bitcoin here in Bitstories tonight, and we're so happy that you spent your time with us to really learn more about what's happening in the crypto Web3 and blockchain space. Now, the artificial intelligence is a rapidly advancing technology that has become increasingly integrated into many industries, including the crypto, Web3, and the blockchain space. Now, AI has the potential, okay, to bring significant benefits to the crypto and Web3 industries, like improving efficiency, accuracy, and security. Now, however, with these benefits, there are also some risks involved the artificial intelligence. And these are risks that we need to be concerned of, like in market manipulation or illegal activities. And ethical considerations must be taken into account. Okay? While we are looking into AI or artificial intelligence in applying this technology to the crypto space, such as the implication of AI in privacy, in bias, and in the workforce. So, it is very important to stay up to date, okay, with these developments and trends in the use of AI and crypto and Web3 industries. Because these technologies will continue to evolve and shape the future of, of mankind. So, ladies and gentlemen, join us in knowing in knowing this. Should crypto and Web3 industries should be concerned on AI. So once again, thank you for this very important talk, no? Because definitely this will be in the future. Definitely this will have an immediate impact on so my question, okay, before we start, um, can we get a little background of each and everyone of you to tell us more about yourself and uh, your let's start first with
Right. Diba? So I'm also the man. So yeah, so I'm the CEO of Bayanichain, and I'm also the CEO of Active Product. I was the first Microsoft MVP for business applications. Been doing blockchain, enterprise blockchain since 2016, and experimenting AI for NLP, natural language processing with Luis AI from Microsoft, and yeah, so experimenting AI since 7 years ago, doing it for business applications, especially ERP, CRMs, and other business applications. And yeah, my hobby is like testing tech. So that's it.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Calma. Bitcoin promoted me to CEO. I'm just actually country manager of Advance.ai. Our CEO for Advance.ai is based in Singapore. So, like Paul, I'm a Web2 Tito. So, in fact, Paul and I were talking earlier. We agreed that we did two words. The first word is the bills, which is essentially Web2 enterprise work, but the passion really lies in Web3. So I think I'm coming from that space as well. And Advanced AI, as the name suggests, focuses on AI, narrow AI, or enabling mostly gratified. So see action monitoring, alternative registry. So all those good stuff apply to gratified. But I mean, being a startup ourselves, with the 7 years old this year, we're taking a long hard look at Web3. We do have projects in the centralized exchanges, crypto exchanges. Web3 for us is still a frontier. We are holding some that has some investments or some have some investments in Web3 companies, but we haven't yet found that perfect intersection for it to be really to comprise most of our revenues. So yeah, I mean, we apply the narrow AI that we have for mostly traditional industries, particularly financial.
Hi everybody who's here tonight, who I'm sure have very high IQs. Let's also use our EQ and please listen to our panelists and our moderator, give them the respect that is due to them. Gentlemen over there, please come join us here, join the conversation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so my name is Leon Bond. I'm the founder of Moonholdings, .xyz, crypto portfolio app, developer for many years, crypto investor. I've done investments in the NFT space as well. But yeah, I'm here building things like
okay, so the first question that I really want to ask you is, can you tell us the capabilities of the artificial intelligence, in our era. That will be like in production, not the in image recognition. So that is already present in use. Let's go first, right? Bit on.
Yeah, so AI is very right now on all that. It's Alan Turing, etc. The Turing test is created because of that. But it's so at the end of the day, it's data. That's why we have so much usage of AI now because of the data that was accumulated for a very long time. And computing power is one of the biggest reason why AI is so easy to do now, especially for machine learning, other stuff. And for today, it's more of the cumulative effort of people who really started computing, right? And AI in general for me in this era is, in a way, we're in the process of understanding it in the mainstream consumption. But most businesses, even like 10 years ago, are already using it, like IBM Watson, etc. I think you know that. And there's a lot of advantages that these companies that that have invested in using AI in their in each processes of their companies, their sales, etc. We're so benefited, or we're so beneficial. It's so beneficial for them that they can like really in a way outgrow their competitors because of so much AI power they use.
Thank you for sharing your mind.
Yeah, I mean, to Paul's point, right? AI is now introduced in several factors. As you mentioned, for now. First, when that happens, it becomes cheaper as well, right? Like the GPU power is now so that companies like us will be able to bring AI applications to the screen. So just a good example, what we do with AI is with KYC, for example. So I think it's one of the more commoditized applications that's computer vision. And there's a unique problem in the because here in the Philippines, we have a lot of IDs, around 16. So you need to train the AI model to be able to recognize that number one is valid honored by the PSP in our financial institutions. Um, can you dissect the IDs so that you could also are the effects in the ID in the pictures as well? We have also a lot of free IDs like the PID. It's manually typed, and then you have a picture there. And to compound matters is that, okay, facial recognition has been there, it's one of the beneficiaries of AI. But there's bias, right? Most of the algorithms were developed, say, in North America, in Europe, right? And therefore, if you bring it to the Philippines, where a multiracial society, um, it has a hard time discerning that interracial match, right? So those are the problems that we encounter in our R&D. And then the other application that we have is in the area of alternative credit scoring. In the Philippines, as you know, there are around 30% to 50% unbanked. That being the case, that these guys have zero in five or 0.05 with the formal banking community. But where do we get data about them? So we get it from payment gateways, right? And even on-chain data, right? Given those data points and with the AI crunching the numbers, so to speak, we're able to create, say, an understanding of the customer's capability to make up their buying power, including the loan, and even the propensity for that borrower to pay the loan. So this helps a lot in terms of giving freer access to credit, right? People who would previously be denied by institutions alone without being given one. So yeah, those are the applications that are there now. The last one that we do is transaction monitoring. So in the Philippines, we have what we call Boodle. So there's a lot of Boodle agents here. bad actors. So we try to mitigate that by being able to see if, hey, given the patterns that we see, are these transactions legit? Is there a rug pull happening, for example? Are these, okay, we're pretty sure these are real people transacting, but it seems that the AI feels that they're being used as mules to launder money, for example. So those kinds of things, essentially for compliance and consumer protection. So yeah, I mean, those are the narrow applications of AI. Take care of yourself. with my phone. So yeah, that's what it is.
Thank you. Okay, I really hope no, that you pay attention to this because there are really lots of implications of AI to our industry right now. All right. Now next, let me share is Mr.
Yeah, so I feel like we haven't seen, or obviously we're not seeing like the latest and greatest with AI, but from what we're seeing now, we have the facial recognition in China, we've got the AI driving from Tesla, and which is interesting because they're not using laser, they're using cameras. And it's all like image-based like AI, kind of like focus on that. And then you have obviously the ChatGPT, which everyone knows about now, which is interesting. And yeah, speaking of bias, it's interesting seeing like certain questions getting asked on there, right? You definitely tell, yeah, it's your bias coming through. But yeah, it's still super early on, still very narrow. I'm excited to see what the next 10 to 20 years brings.
Wow. You're not alone. I'm also excited of the future, how AI can really, can have a big role for our society right now. Now, since AI is a tool, it also has benefits to us, right? So, can you tell us how artificial intelligence can be used beneficially in the crypto and web business? Like for example, does it improve efficiency, accuracy, or security? Like fraud detection, market analysis, or smart contract automation, right? Okay, so I think let's start with Mr. Leon.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely see that improving in crypto a lot. So one, like you said, efficiency. You probably be able to do wash trading a lot easier, the markets. And also like over time, one interesting thing I'm looking forward to is, in my opinion, as crypto grows, the economy grows, basically pervades everywhere, right? I think transactions in the future, the majority of them are going to be machine to machine, not human to human machine. So it's going to be interesting to see how that can facilitate your car, your fridge, all kinds of like weird things like that, right? But yeah, more like efficiencies and or like the Swift system in the States, right? It's an outdated technology. And the whole waiting for 7 business days, 5 business days, because literally some person has to look at a transaction. Like that should be all instantaneous. That's the potential with crypto and that's the potential with crypto.
Cool. Like Leon said, I'm just gonna put a different angle there. Whatever applications of AI we have now for Tractify, definitely we can use for crypto and Web3 for that matter. I think really the debate, we call it the debate, lies in the inherent philosophical differences. Web3 wants to be libertarian, wants to be decentralized, is decentralized for that matter. AI has its roots in being centralized. Like, for example, the first instances of an AI being featured in mainstream media is IBM. Right? They have their proprietary models. And we're guilty of that as well. We have our proprietary models, and that tends to favor the larger companies. OpenAI, for example, guess who the big stakeholder there is? Microsoft. Yeah, so I think there are interesting projects that are trying to democratize that. If I recall correctly, Singularity, that AI tries to be that marketplace. And I think that's one use case I'm really interested on. In that AI could provide a platform to match buyers and sellers, right? To match, say, to essentially marketing, not in the traditional sense of the term, but in terms of having that exchange and not having the large corporation having the monopoly of said AI technology. So I think that would be the future. It's more of a philosophical change rather than a technological change. Because I mean, we were talking earlier about quantum computing. I mean, I guess who holds the pole position of that? Another one. So yeah, I think it's a shift in culture as well as philosophy when we talk about these two things, AI and blockchain intersecting.
So exciting, no? How the two different technologies and the philosophies behind it. We will witness how they will play a role in the future. Right. So next, can you share with us what?
Sure. So Bayanichain, so we're gonna do it here. So we're gonna like launch our own token soon. But we're doing scientific, research for that, and we're using AI, machine learning. So we have our chief data scientists that we have on board since last year. So we're very careful in terms of, how often dumps will happen. It can detect that pattern. Then since you can run even if you go to coin market cap, it's crop on data there. AI can learn a lot in terms of price action, etc. And you read their tokenomics, later on to see why it was happening. And also there's a lot of data as well. In Twitter, if you will mine the sentiments. So there are AI models already that really has a good reading about Twitter sentiments. Of course, in crypto, where there's a sentimental. Right? If Elon Musk tweets something in Dogecoin, just go to Twitter and wait for Elon Musk. Right? So there's a sentimental analysis for data that AI can use for you to be able to not really predict but prescribe a specific trader or person who wants to invest which token can be in a way will go up or down. But at least we're not there. We're not there yet. But on another other side of the extreme, I'm seeing the full decentralization will happen if we reach the singularity. So quantum computing is gonna play a lot of role in terms of governing how accurate AI models will be. Since superposition, can discuss more about quantum and other topic. But what I'm saying is if you want to fully decentralize, Web3 or blockchain, it's not gonna be Vitalik who's gonna be doing that. It's not people based. It's gonna be algorithm based. The reason why we're decentralized right now is because of algorithm. It's not technically it is because of the community, but the large part of being decentralized is everything now is automated, with validation, etc. Right? Yeah, proof of stake, proof of work, which is still being run by algorithm in a way. We're just saying that we're staking Ethereum and now we're validating. But again, the back end it's still algorithm because it's not a real person, right? So if you can see this, you notice the pattern when the evolution of technology relies on the computing power. So we're not yet there. I mean, of course, when someone created a new technology like blockchain, so there's environmentalists that will say blah 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 blah. So there's a lot of still research and development that's gonna improve the computing power. When we reach a certain computing power that in a way it's unlimited already, and we can say that we're going to be doing percent. I still believe that it can be achieved. Sorry, I don't want it to be achieved in a way because it's super scary. If you watch Eagle Eye, let's watch the movie. I used to watch Black Mirror as well, and it's happening now, right? Social scoring in general. So what can we do about it? It's really the ethics in terms of how we will, even in crypto and Web3, right? We're NFT projects, etc. We're now building some ethics in terms of
like cyber life forces, there's a lot of projects that in terms of like human governance, there is human governance already. Then later on, we just need to wait how this, big companies leading the government will adapt and will overtake.
Nice. Thank you so much, Mr. Leon Mike Paul, for sharing to us the good things about AI. Now, if there are benefits or beneficial uses of that, there's also some risks and concerns, right? So, can you tell us more? What do you know about the potential risks and concerns of using artificial intelligence in the crypto and Web3 space? Like, for example, can AI manipulate markets or elicit or facilitate illegal activities? Okay, sige. Let's start with the center.
So if you want to see the risks, all you need to do is look at some movies, right? And series. Paul mentioned some. My favorite is Westworld, right? Where you have sentient beings, right? Apparently to play this narrow AI role inside Westworld, but then they revolted and shit happens, right? But I think closer to home, right? We've seen biases with facial recognition. That's the most common one. And the risk for that is to discriminate people based on how they look, right? We've seen it live in credit scoring. Um, just between us girls, no? Sometimes people get denied loans because of their religion. And it doesn't even take AI. It's a manual model. This is a open industry secret in banking, right? They have seen that if, for example, you live in the southern part of the country, you have higher default rates, and therefore loans are actually given. I mean, that's discrimination. What more if, for example, you get an narrow AI to study that data set? It will create that generalization that, hey, isn't really true, right? Sometimes it could discriminate based on religion. It could discriminate based on whether or not you were raised by a single parent. So those are the palpable use cases right now, apart from movies, that is really risky. So we were talking about earlier about centaurs, right? Humans augmented with AI. So we need that human intervention to make sure that AI is not a black box. It's so easy for AI to be a black box because, I mean, it gives you efficiency. So it makes your life easy. But if you leave it alone, if you let the beast feed on this data without any guidance, they truly become a beast. So those are just the use cases. The actual trouble is only bounded by your imagination. And the reality is often scarier than fiction. So if you watch those scary movies, if we don't remain vigilant, right, the AI could really fuck us up.
I agree that AI today is actually a black box. I mean, black box, meaning that you don't know what's happening inside the algorithm. Right? Unlike open source frameworks or even blockchain itself, you know how to run it or what kind of algorithm is there. So the AI nowadays is it's turning to its own. You know? That's why we really need to take a look at this first. Now, Paul, can you share us some risks associated with AI?
Sure. Just to clarify, AI is not thinking. So we should be educated by that. It's not a thinking machine, it's all patterns, neural networks, etc. So if you go to ChatGPT is not really answering your question today. If you type how, then there is a pattern already for ChatGPT to answer how. It will navigate through this world of the possibility of what should be, how should be answering the how, something like that. So just to be very clear. So the scary part in terms of crypto and the anonymity of
in the decentralized world or blockchain is, let's say, we're still using some encryption like SSH 256, SHA-3, etc., which is your very, it's still algorithm based, right? And it was when you see the like technology, blockchain in general, it's always evolving in terms of how encryption, happens or works. Now, the scary thing there is, as I mentioned, AI is pattern based. It's learning into its own in a way that it gets, data from other sources, from multiple sources, and there's a chance of, let's say, SHA-256 will be decoded by itself. Then how's your private key now, right? So, with good example, I'm gonna teach you a hack. Let's say, for example, if you're keeping your passphrase inside your like desktop or something, if I just like create a code that will say find everything that is 12 word or 6 words, etc. Then technically, if a certain learning model has that specific pattern, then if I put, let's say, that BT or let's say that VBA or whatever, if, if you accidentally click that etc., then it will find pattern to your computer, then it's gonna be getting your passwords. It's so scary that if we don't improve the algorithm in terms of the encryption of what we're doing now inside the blockchain, I think there's gonna be a time that AI can already decode that. Even of course the brute force attack checker, right? That's why it was created. But at the end of the day, as Matt mentioned, we can imagine what and as long as we feed data to Facebook and Google. So I was very like when decentralization happens in terms of using blockchain and Web3, we need to understand that it gives us freedom already to choose if you want to give your data to Facebook or Google. And as you can see, these big companies are really mining our data whether we like it or not. And in fact, Google and Facebook can create a better version of us. um, Behavioral changes was like it is very like in a way studied because of how we do Google search. You know of that. There's a book about that. So, so what I'm just saying is there's both pros and cons in terms of super open source, which can be super dangerous as well because anyone can just grab the source code and use AI for it to be augmented or whatever. But yeah, so I'm so scared about the encryption to that. So if we're talking about crypto, blockchain, etc., so that's the very like in a way low hanging fruit for a guy who wants to create a model to decode a specific encryption.
Wow. Especially, guys, because we really love to use social media. Like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, no? But what we don't know is that if the product, or there's a saying that if the product is free, then we are the product. So we need to think about it. Okay, now next, share what could be the potential risk.
So I would echo everything everyone has said. When you look at the Black Mirror movie, series, there's also a show called Devs, Nick Offerman. I highly recommend checking out that show, the AI point of view. So for me, let's go far out and then Black Mirror. So, like one far out scenario is I don't think it's discussed a lot is as AI improves rapidly, it just takes a lot of jobs away. And we do see a societal shift that people aren't fast enough to adapt quick enough. Now, obviously, you combat that with forms of AI and stuff like that, but that's very culturally and like society change. So the risk is that happens too quickly versus it happens slowly. Yeah, and here's with crypto. I do see a scenario where like green scams pop up instantly with like the right marketing, with the right target audience, knowing who did it like hit, and just like scamming like tons of bundles that way. And the risk, the risk with Bitcoin, especially with quantum, hopefully because it's not just Bitcoin, it's like passwords. Like, I don't know any security system in the world, right? You can be criticized and everything, it will get broken. So hopefully, we can come out with countermeasures before that, basically upgrading our quantum resistance before the quantum attacks happen. So, yeah, those are why we raise the risk.
Yeah, because aside from what we're witnessing right now is the rise of, for example, AI, blockchain, IoT, but the thing that we actually forgot that is developing and happening right now is also the study or research on quantum computing. But before, I think it's a very important question that I really wanted to ask each and every one of you before we head on to the ethical. What would be the effect of quantum computing in the role of the development of both AI and blockchain? Will it positively affect what will be the effect on both of them? Right? Okay, let's start with let's go left to right. Okay, go.
Yeah, so the effect of quantum computing with AI, particularly with crypto. So yeah, it's a super powerful tool that you use for both good and evil. So earlier, I guess, I'm not just a quantum expert, but this is how I explain to people. So picture a supercomputer. If you do like trillions and trillions of calculations, right? There's very brute force, right? You think about power. With quantum computing, it's almost like you look at the movie like the multiverse of madness, right? You're able to do that, but like on multiple parallels insanely high. So it's like an exponential increase in problem solving, without any delays. So that can be used to add security, that can be used to break security. Yeah, and then you use like literally shut down the energy grids and civilizations, or you can optimize, agriculture.
Okay. Bye.
Like the other side. I don't know too much about quantum computing, but what I know for sure is that it will increase both good and bad exponentially, right? So I mean, touched on this especially right now, right? It's easily broken by quantum computing, for example. But likewise, perhaps quantum computing could also come up with higher levels of encryption. So I think it's essentially an arms race used for good or bad. It's just like cloud computing, right? It's an enabler. Whether you use that enabler for good or bad, it's really where the ethics, and I think this dovetails to the ethics conversation. Yeah, it's determined by humans at the end of the day.
Sure. So yeah, quantum computing is so computer understands zero and one. It's binary. Um, I'll try to explain it. Not too much technical terms. So let's say computer thinks if it's all logical, right? It can be answered by yes or no. Do you agree with that, right? If I said, do you want to continue? Do you want to say? The answer is yes or no. It's binary, zero or no. In quantum, it's literally dealing with atomic level kind of shit. So meaning there's gonna be a subset of zero and one. So when a decision point happens, quantum will analyze another possibility, right? So quantum physics is something like that, right? So it's dealing with atomic level, quantum entanglement, etc., Eisenberg, whatever. Just Google it. So, I still don't understand some of its concept, but yeah, at the end of the day, in computing, instead of just saying yes or answering you yes and no, computer will have maybes. Maybe this is the answer to that. Maybe this. And that I can say the computer is stating already. Currently, if we will not go away with binary, the traditional computing, then there's still, so that's why a super successful AI is really narrow
it's really general. It's not general, it's super specific because at the end of the day, there's a lot of like models that you will be needing if you have a generalist AI, which is all generalist or generalized AI is not successful or not successful because it should be specific. So yeah, in quantum computing at the end of the day, it's getting a real work. I mean, you can see people creating its own oxygen or whatever because you can computational power is super high already, but it's not gonna happen soon. It is very expensive and the use cases for quantum are still super like low. I talk since I'm a Microsoft MVP, we used to have a program and sorry, we have an access to the red one to Washington. And then yeah, and then there are NDAs when Microsoft like release product, we're testing it. Yeah, but it's NDA. We cannot disclose whatever we're testing. But there is like an indication like I think before like 2015 that they're doing demos already for quantum computing. And Microsoft created F sharp or Q sharp as a programming language. Currently they have C sharp, right? I don't know if you're a developer, you know C sharp, etc. So Microsoft created Q sharp and F sharp for it to be able to like democratize the learning in terms of quantum. But at the end of the day, if I'm an investor and if I'm gonna create a startup, I would focus now on quantum because it's gonna be super expensive. The reason why everyone now can create a blockchain product and also an AI product because it's cheaper than that you can just go to AWS, Amazon, and GCP, and you can create your own server that has a potential API already to to connect with Ethereum through APIs, yeah. So at the end of the day, it's still hard for us to imagine how we will use quantum in our daily.
Or it is an ongoing research. Because there are some principles in physics that we need to study to
Understand?
understand.
Before you go quantum computing, you still need to understand how superposition works.
In short, that's mind boggling. Actually, the reason why I asked quantum computing because I watched Ant-Man.
Sorry, you said Ant-Man. You see when the movie Ant. So I was very fascinated about how realistic it is in terms of how they explain quantum in layman. Meaning because Ant-Man can be super small, which is in atomic level. So technically, that's how quantum physics works, right?
Sounds interesting. But moving forward, there are some ethical considerations that we need to understand in AI, especially its application in the crypto and web space, including the potential impact on privacy, bias, and so. Can you tell us more about what we need to consider the ethical aspect of AI? Let's start with what?
Sure. So the most obvious bias of AI is the data bias. Like what we are saying, like if you're black, if you're brown, if you're white, technically at the end of the day, because AI, as I mentioned, doesn't think. If the data was uploaded as racist, then your AI will be racist. So because it understands zero and one, as I mentioned, and also we need to create rules and policies in terms of jobs. So I don't want to sugarcoat. Even not Web3 and crypto, jobs will be really replaced. So let's put it that way. I don't want to sugarcoat because I have a project like 2 months ago we finished it already. One person does loan restructuring for one day a person does loan restructuring for a manual system. It can just do an output of 12 documents. When we did our RPA with AI,
So that bank, I cannot say, but it's National Bank. So sorry, it's televised. But it's an improvement, right? So a person, a bot can already process 256 documents. And the same process that a person is doing was replicated by a bot. Person output is 12 documents a day. The bot output is 256 documents a day. So if you're a company, are you gonna pay a person to do that for you? In fact, the license is more cheaper to buy a license of, let's say, an RPA rather than a person. So at the end of the day, I don't want to sugarcoat, but it will really disrupt jobs. Now, how we alleviate that is I'm challenging person to really, companies and also individual people to really learn how to do low code, no code. This kind of like, clerical stuff will be disrupted. Um, some medical, I think. I don't want to like generalize it. Law will be disrupted in a way that a judge can easily, have an augmented assistant for a paralegal, etc. And it's happening now with ChatGPT. I'll go back, I'll circle back to the question of the bias. So at the end of the day, ChatGPT is gonna be having a lot of trouble, and they need to still enhance the model because if you see in ChatGPT, when you ask question, you need to press the like, you need to give feedback, right? What if so many people are not judging in terms of the result of ChatGPT? Right? So ChatGPT needs to still, create more models for them to validate if that answer or that feedback is biased.
Okay. Yeah, ethics is such a wide topic and we could spend all night. So I'll zoom in on the job search. And I think both Leon as well as Paul touched on that. One takeaway that from what Leon mentioned was that definitely jobs will be disrupted. It's just a matter of how smoothly do you want to do it, right? Definitely people will need time to retrain themselves. And in Paul's example, imagine that, right, more than a 10-fold, even 20-fold increase in terms of productivity. So, I mean, this touches on my past life where I did IT consulting, IT training as well. Because IT in general moves so fast that we need to train up people, especially with artificial intelligence. How could a manual underwriter or loan restructurer compete with that kind of optimization? By being able to, as you mentioned, be able to work out local things. And that simply means that you define the logic of the AI without actually coding. Right? So again, this touches on your conversation of critical thinking. That's the basis of being able to define the business logic. So one might think that everything hinges on technology trading, but at the end of the day, it's about that critical thinking. If, for example, we're able to research our curriculum with such courses, logic, critical thinking, those foundational stuff, and then operating a local system or AI platform for that matter would be something we're training. And then another angle there is legislature. Earlier we were talking about these entrepreneurs being concerned that their BPO jobs will disappear. And true, it will. It will. How soon? Very soon. So definitely, I'm not a fan of her exactly, but I think what she mentioned is true. It needs to be a multi-sectoral approach in terms of making sure that these workers are not displaced, or else we're in a world of trouble as far as the economic impact of that is concerned.
Yeah, so we're gonna have this conversation days, hours, the ethical stuff. Yeah, I see for some other challenges with like this corporation AI and grows, right? But specifically in crypto, right away I would say like there's some risks with the once CBDC is rolled out for every nation. That doesn't be inevitable, right? So, they'll be able to know exactly what every single expensive or whatnot. So, they imagery down to potential states. So I guess the only way from that task would be laws and whatnot. But also, like, come down to there's things like that intrusive. Um, that's a tough one. We'll definitely see this play out in the next 2 decades. My opinion, acceleration of AI.
Sorry, just to like add in terms of the NFTs, I think people know already how AI art is now. So I don't wanna comment about that because there's a lot of artists in Likha that might kill me if I said I love AI. No, no, no. It's more of like for me, it's gonna be harder to judge if this art was created by AI first. Unless you have a signature or something, but yeah, and that's why blockchain is there for you to be able to assert that you're not an AI. I really write pieces or to other specific art or create it. But it's a threat already to the art industry.
Yeah, I'm gonna add one thing. So, as these jobs start getting displaced, right, in my opinion, becoming an investor is one of the best jobs that everyone has to do. So, yeah, there's AI traders and AI funds and whatnot. But over the long term, investing in assets, borrowing a ward, they always appreciate over time. So that's one thing that would be. I mean, it's not really disruptive because as these funds rise up, so would anyone also investing in whatever assets are available to invest in.
Yeah, because actually this is also an ongoing conversation that I think in space. I mean, blockchain technology really empowers the creative artists, for example, in protecting their work through authentication and monetization with the non-fungible token. However, because of AI, every type of job is actually disrupted, right? It's getting more automated. And I even read about a chance that maybe a lawyer can be represented with AI. But going back to the creative space, I have heard that there are some artists concerned about AI, given that there are some works of art actually winning competitions, guys. No? So maybe can you share us what would be your advice, especially to those, for example, the artists of those professionals that they really feel that they're really threatened by this by AI representation. Let's start with
Sure. So in Likha, there are like some of our artists are collaborating with AI. Since I tested Dali personally. I launched an NFT project with Creator, and I don't have an artist, but I don't I'm not an artist. So I use Dali because I have free access there, early access. I think Dali has a feature now with OpenAI that you can some of the parts of your art if you upload that to Dali and just give Dali an area which it can do. So you're going to be collaborating your own piece with an AI, something like that. But you don't need to worry because for me, art is very subjective. Music, painting, drawings, etc., even non-AI or AI, if a person loves your art, then the person loves you. In fact, for me, if even if someone sells me like let's say Stellarium or whatever, I'm not gonna buy it for like 30 million because I will buy a house, right? That's the point. Meaning, at the end of the day, artists should not be worried because art is still subjective, and it's really in a way human nature. Our brain is really wired into like biases. So I don't care if that's AI or a human art as long as I love it.
it's all about finding skill sets, right, that are, say, valuable, right? So I think AI should be seen as a tool rather than competition. It's the same case with other technologies, right? That the came was perceived initially as competition. Yeah, starting from the nights, the looming machine, right? And up to now, history doesn't repeat itself at the price. So I think we just need to look at history and see how we survive. And that's how we should do it this time.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely something I haven't talked about much with people actually, but right away, I know what I'm talking about. Dozens of artists, Solana. And some of the more well-known artists, right, they use their name in the market. It's like, hey, if you get this one piece, like, you know, it's ensuring that he has a financial benefit for their continuing. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that happens in the future with like PAP collections being like completely AI driven, right? Just like that could potentially hurt artists there. But yeah, honestly, it's not something I haven't thought about too much, but I'm hoping, at least not they don't get too hard with it.
We need to accept that the technology is already there, and let's do something good out of it. Okay, now here's my last question before we head on to our Q&A portion. Now let's discuss more about the future trends. Can you tell us about what is the future potential trends of the use of AI in Crypto and Web3? Like, can it power new AI powered applications and innovations? Maybe.
Yeah, so the future AI, we're just going to have a much more fast and speedy and efficient economy, right? Over time, right? Like, no 5 days for a wire transaction to finish. Like, we'll be able to see streaming payments happen, microloans, like really like spreading out, and the ability for people in like poor countries to take advantage of this, and somehow earn money in a lot of different ways that they could in the current financial system. So that efficiency and acceleration of it is what I think the biggest one. Obviously, there's a security battle, there's a security protection thing with AI, the over surveillance of things. And then it can also be used for privacy, so yeah, potential values there. But, those are my thoughts.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, for us, the roadmap is on two fronts. So the first one is security. How do we make sure that your typical crypto consumer is secure, right? And there will be compromises in terms of privacy and security. I mean, I know the ethos of Web3 is anonymity, but hey, would you rather be rocked or would you rather be KYC? So I think, but I mean, there are technologies like zero knowledge proof, for example, that still protects your privacy. So yeah, aside from market efficiencies, and I think this AI will lead to the actualization of the efficient markets theory. But I think there's more to that. In like manner that right now the principles of AI generated in World War II, for example, like Alan Turing, right? There are that's still the fundamentals right now, but I mean we're discovering new applications. So I think right now we can't really articulate how and when, but we pretty much have an idea from a security lens and make it more secure. From an efficiency lens, as we articulated, markets would be more efficient. Yeah, and I think those are the two general things, right? That I think AI will unlock.
Wow. Okay, so what did you say?
Yeah, low-hanging fruit is really in GameFi. So there are generative, arts already, right? And ChatGPT is an example of like generative AI. So in GameFi, imagine artists just plugging in whatever they want, and AI can co-create with their assets. So if you're trying to create 10,000 assets for the game, then it's good to use AI, right? So those are like low-hanging fruit that we will see. Even companies like creating APIs or extension for their application for you to be able to use AI and just subscribing like a $5 thing, right? In general, what we're seeing is AI is you know we have AI assistant like Siri, like Google, like Cortana, uh, Alexa, etc. So, like having those inside the metaverse is then also relevant because of so the fourth industrial revolution is digital. So the third industrial revolution, what we currently have right now, automation, internet, blah, blah, blah. So the fourth industrial revolution will be digital, meaning a merge of cyber or digital and our physical world. So blockchain, NFT, crypto added a lot of validation to the fourth industrial revolution. So AI again will have a significant impact in terms of creating more assets in the metaverse.
Thank you so much, Mr. Leon, Sir Michael, and Sir Paul. Now, we are now opening the floor for questions. So if you have questions, feel free to ask our panelists for tonight. So any questions that you wanted to ask or Anil?
Thank you so much for the very interesting discussion. You were mentioning about the risks, the pros and negatives. Paul, you were mentioning that a lot of jobs will be disrupted. So I guess my question is, are there any AI jobs or careers? Are there? I mean, on top of my mind, they're cooking. So, but are there? I believe kasi nga medical, diba? And most people are in those types of industries. Like you mentioned law and all, but are there like AI roles that you can?
Mike, I'd like to take that. I read it somewhere that the blue collar jobs will in fact be safer because it's harder to translate AI to physical stuff. Robotics is there for sure. It's gonna come as quickly as AI disrupting the white collar jobs. It's not AI proof for sure, but it's less susceptible because it's really dependent on the advancement of robotics and becoming digital, like Paul mentioned. So that's one example.
Yes, the question was like, what can people do? Oh, yeah. So, I guess the easy answer is get into computer science. If you're young, like learning like the next generation languages, because those will always help out. And then going back to my investor trading mindset too, it's like if you get good at trading, then there's AI used in trading, there's quants used in trading right now, but as long as you start small, like you can trade the trend and still make profits that way. I know there's a very niche kind of like specific job there, but I would say getting educated on programming or like getting crash the ship, right? That's something that's really hard for AI to kind of outcompete. Or create a business that uses AI to sell some products. So using it as your advantage. So some strategies there.
Yeah. So we have a product in Microsoft. So I'm not from Microsoft. Just to be clear that I'm just a Microsoft MVP. I use their products a lot, and that's what I give to customers. So
since 2016, we have Power Platform, and the Power Platform is AI builder. So you can create your AI model in 5 minutes, and instead of like, sorry, just to answer the question, what AI-proof job should be there? I can say that all vocational and even coding. So GitHub CEO said the future of coding is no coding at all. So we need to understand that as well. But we just tested ChatGPT, okay, with my devs. Alright. So I have 3 devs. I told them to like fight with ChatGPT. Who's gonna win? So we said that create a login page in JavaScript, blah blah blah. So technically my devs said that it's correct, the logic is correct, but they cannot run it because it was implemented incorrectly. Right? So what AI can not disrupt is really the experience of the people on a specific industry or field, right? Another thing is, it's visual. Sorry, it's more of not visual, right? Human sciences, etc. Or I forgot the course in college. It's um, um, anyways, but technically don't in the near future don't get a course in college or even a work that can be replicable by tech, right? It's more of going getting or training yourself into becoming more human. I just forgot the course in college, like study literature, other humanities, etc. It's more of arts, whatever. Like they teach us, they teach people not to be gonna be doing replicable stuff or working for a company. It's more of like just teaching people to think or just teaching people to be like people, right? So so if yeah, so experiences cannot be really for me cannot be really like replicated by AI. So meaning if you're expert in specific field like a chemical or like building a building for example, whatever AI like AI supposed to be augmenting those kind of things, but how the building will be, Ichura or whatever, it's still gonna be it's still gonna be human. And I think that those perception of human cannot be really replicated.
So any questions, guys? Any questions? This is your chance. Okay. One.
So I kind of going off that question and the answers. I'm just curious, like brother in the middle, Michael, he said it's kind of interesting, like the white collar jobs, the things that are really threatened are these. They're kind of newer things. We're gonna lose jobs. It's not like those jobs didn't exist 50 years ago, 100 years ago. So it's kind of interesting to do that. He said the blue collar jobs are not really a threat, and those have been around for a long time. The question is, I guess, like for you guys, what's the balance? I mean, depending on what your motivation for life is and what you're about, like most people want to enjoy their life. A lot of people see like a dystopian future, but realistically, it's been a dystopian now for a lot of people. Like navigating this, where does our focus go as people? Like you said, corporations going to take over, they're going to do what they do as they've done. Oh yeah, we have this with every technology, no thought about life. Where do the people who care to like secure the enjoyment of life for themselves, for their kids, for that, where do we place our focus? Because it's like brother said, like go take more computer classes. I was like, well, you could do that, or you could go learn how to farm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do something like that. Where do you? I'm just curious. I start with you, but I'm curious. Like, where do you see the role of like how much you participate in this illusion and building it up, and how much you like, go to the thing that's a little more, you know what I'm saying? It's, time tested. That makes sense.
Yeah. Um, human evolution is something like, 70,000, 100,000 years ago, cognitive revolution happened, meaning two sapiens are talking, right? Like there's a lion. That's why they're saying that Homo sapiens survived, right? It's because like Neanderthals or other, human being or species lives on Earth are not that gossiper like Homo sapiens. Meaning, if they see a lion, right, they will say, "Oh, there's a lion." But Homo sapien will come up with a story of this is the lion, it will eat you, this is created by God, etc. And then agricultural revolution happened. We're not already like we're still doing those stuff, but at the end of the day, we already planting. We're not moving. We're not forager. We're not hunter gatherer. As you can see, if I base the evolution there and you see the digital revolution and what's happening, still you might can think of something that maybe this kind of the how human evolved, there is something on us that cannot be really replicated or being automated, right? If I want to like create a dystopian future, and I'm happy with that because I'm in tech. But as you mentioned, that's my motivation, right? At the end of the day, even other people are being disrupted. I don't fucking care because I want it to be super decentralized or whatever. But you're right. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really a matter of like uh, how we evolve as human, and then for me, love is not really like reputable or how I have this perception to another person, etc. So yeah, so I think at the end of the day, that happiness is still not cannot be replicated, and our past evolution. Again, as you can see scientifically, human can have this skills, can have this mindset or whatever that cannot be unless there's a leader. Then we're like dinosaurs. We're out there. So in short, until we're still alive and our human population still evolving, then there's a lot of chance that we can still be happy even in the midst of like technological revolution like AI and whatnot.
I agree with you on that. I think the future is hybrid, and it's gonna be humans being hybrid with AI. And that might sound science fiction, but hey, Mr. Musk is releasing this Neuralink. So you know what where that will be. And for several decades already, we've been comfortable with the use of sensors. Sensors, since the days of IBM Deep Blue, right? They have a league adjustment where humans use AI to be able to compete with each other. And it's not just AI will be the chess games, right? It's the unpredictability of the human player that is able to win games. So yeah, the future is going to be hybrid. I think humanity is still going to be there because we're unpredictable. AI is predictable. So yeah, whether that leads to our demise or leads to our survival, that's yet to be seen. But yeah, that's my best estimation of what will happen.
So an AI cannot predict our own errors. So so if let's say my wife is asking me to please her, if I forgot that, then she will be mad at me. So AI cannot predict the error, right? So there's a lot of like human traits that I think it's really hard for AI to swallow.
My answer to this would be, no, I can't speak for the whole humanity, but I would just encourage everyone to go for what their passion is. Maybe it is working on the farm, or maybe it is trying to be like, a tech founder or whatnot. But I'll propose this, like, there is multiple and possibilities. So instead of the dystopian future, how about a future where like there's food abundance, and meaning like I see vast improvements in stem cell beef. There's no need for cows or other animals anymore. Like you have easy to produce healthy protein for the world, and you have water abundance, desalination, and all these other ways. But basically, every single a majority of diseases now can be cured with AI. Like there will be no child born with disabilities unless, that's a potential future. So there is that too to look kind of look forward to. So it's not all BlackBerry.
Right, because I'm actually doing researching how AI can improve healthcare. That I'm doing. So it's good to hear there are some positive stages of humanity. Now, since we're now approaching the end of the the time of our panel session. Any final remarks from our speakers for today? We can start with the
You haven't tried it out yet. I'd definitely play around with ChatGPT, like ask it like random questions. It's pretty interesting. Um, yeah, pay attention to things that are coming out today.
Thank you. Any final remarks?
Yeah, for me, when we talk about AI, it becomes quite philosophical, and I think that's very apparent about where the conversation went. We need to be vigilant, right? It's not all doom and gloom. We need to be careful with these new technologies and figure out how it will benefit us, what are the things that we need to be careful on, right? So that we protect ourselves, we protect our careers, we protect our families. And like all technologies, right, it's gonna be worrying at the start. But the more you get to know it, the more it's not that scary anymore. But we shouldn't let our guard down, right? I think what's different now is that these technologies that used to be science fiction is now becoming mass market. So I think if you want to be ahead of the curve, watch out for enabling technologies. Like remember, Paul, when cloud was happening, right? Did we anticipate that that would be the harbinger for the mainstream AI that we're seeing right now? For us, we're just happy as old school IT guys that we don't need to develop a data center anymore. We just need to subscribe to AWS. But we didn't anticipate that AI would come in this mass market scene. So yeah, I mean that's my take as an individual. As a professional, yeah, you just need to make sure that you train yourselves, and really figure out what you want to do in this life. For me, if money wasn't an issue, I'd be doing jujitsu all day. That's what I'm gonna do, right? But it doesn't pay the bills. So hopefully there's a future where someone can do that, right? And I think that is the abundance that AI could perhaps and even enable technologies that could perhaps afford us. So that opens up another rabbit hole for another conversation. We need more beers for that. So yeah, I'll leave you with that.
Thank you. Any final remarks, Paul?
Yeah, for me, you can just Google everything. Sorry, you can ping everything. That's a joke in America. You can Google it to ping. Right? Yeah, but yeah, so we cannot avoid any technological disruption. When the fire was invented, there are pros and cons about it. You can burn your, other people or even animals are not anymore in habitat, etc. But it's more of like, I think humanity is always adapting. And again, Darwin, the theory, etc. Right? It's not really survival of the fittest, but it's really the one who's adapting. So if we human being, or let's say Filipino context, as long as us in the country, we have, so the smartphone users here in the Philippines, according to statistic, will be 95 million in 2020. And I just want to promote that if you want to create a company, AI, Web3, blockchain, etc., Philippines is really your market and your use case. We're the users here, right? I mean, this will be a country that, mass adoption is going to be easier since we have the population to really learn whatever. We're the internet capital of the world, we're the texting capital, social media capital of the world, etc. So if you want to experiment whatever product that you want and you need users, then Philippines is a very good country to do it. and we're so adaptable to anything, to any changes. Yeah. So that's it. So again, as I mentioned, we just need to adapt and learn how to deal with this technology. And AI was not created to disrupt, but AI was created to augment, right? To help. In fact, I want to write a book, but writing an article, I'm really bad at that. So now, because of ChatGPT, for example, I can now write a book, and I'm testing it already. So yeah, well, I'm so happy because I have an advantageous use of these tools rather than thinking of like maybe my debt should be from 40 will be now 5 because of this AI technology. But I'm really thinking of like more of augmentation rather than disruption.
Okay, now let's give it up for Leon, Michael, and Paul.
Alright, so we thank you guys for participating during our BBB, and with that, we'd like to ask the presence of our very lovely general manager, Soliman, on stage. Okay, this certificate of appreciation is presented to Paul, Michael, and Leon for participating in Bitcoin Beer and Bitstories on this day, Feb 23, 2023, given this day also at River Startup House, Manila. Signed, Celine Velosa, General Manager. All right, so we learned a lot from this session, and each of you will receive the Draper merch, also for sale. Okay, thank you very much.
Wine store. I think we are connected in LinkedIn. Do you have sige. I have something to discuss.
All right, and to share with you our upcoming events. Yeah, thank you guys. And sharing to us what you know about it. And all right, what's in store, Celine? There's a lot of exciting things happening here at Draper Startup House. These are just some of them. So, first of all, speaking of local and local solutions, we are hosting hackathon. This is Web3 protocol. So we're now opening applications. This is open to anyone who is interested to create something in the Circus Web3 platform. So the event is going to be on March 11 and 12, Saturday and Sunday. So if you're interested in that, please approach any one of us from Draper Startup House if you're interested to apply. You can be a developer or you can not be a developer. You can be anyone. You don't have to be a technical person because you can create. That's one of the features of Circus. So yeah, if you're interested in that, please let us know. Okay. Another thing is we're about to launch the Draper School of Possibilities. Starting with School of Beats. So we're now setting up our DJ room here at Draper Startup House. And if you're interested to be a DJ, learn how to create music, we're also about to open applications for that. Oh yeah, and in our hotel, we have very interesting promos. Pet Parent Sunday. So if you're a pet parent, every Sunday all the pet fees are waived, and you can stay with your pet and have a great stay at the hotel.
Thank you so much. So
And if it's their birthday, or if you know anyone who has a birthday coming up soon, you may want to treat them for a night at Draper Startup House. You can do a birthday celebration set up for your special friend or for yourself if you want to treat yourself. Why not? And last but not the least, Public House, located on the ground floor of Draper Startup House. We're having DJ nights. So every weekend, starting tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, we have DJs on deck, different genres. So, you know, if you wanna meet new friends and have fun here in Poblacion, come over to Public House. And this is also an open invitation for everyone here to go to Public House. Right after this program, we're open till late. And yeah, we have amazing cocktails and some bar chats. Yeah, so these are just some of the things. And of course, I would love to see you again back here next month. We have a special edition planned next month for your next BBB. So wait for the announcement for what we have in store for you for that. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Faye. Let's give a round of applause for Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, and we'll see you again. Yeah, let's go to Public House. If you're like down to like party and stay for the night, let's go.